Hey everybody, and welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. So what have we got on today? Today is an exciting video. Today I'm going to upgrade, hopefully, my upside down aquarium. That anybody new to the channel, this is what it looks like. Fitted this a couple of years ago. Fish love going up into the tower. It's basically all done by an upside down aquarium where you draw the air out, and as a vacuum draws the water into the tank, and then the fish then swim up into the tank whenever they want. You can bait them with a bit of food and then they get used to it and they just live up there all day sometimes. But anyway, so that's what I fitted in a couple of years ago, and then as my fish have got bigger, this started happening. He's gonna be too big for that tower soon. I'm gonna have to stop him going up there. And then you've got Guzzle Guts here that comes up in the tower as well. Where some of the bigger fish were like trying to squeeze up into the smaller tank. I was only using a 70 litre tank then, and I thought one day we were going to have a struggle on our hands where they start beating each other to death, trying to get back out again. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to upgrade to a larger tank. So this is the original tank I have here now. It's one of those hexagonals. Is that the shape? I don't know. 70 litres upside down aquarium that is now not soon. It's paper strips because it's a bit too small. And this is the frame I fabricated to fit it on. All fits like this. Slides on the side of the pond. Put it on top, suck the air out, and Bob's your uncle. I don't know who Bob is. Anyways, so it's time to upgrade now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bigger tank, which means a little bit different engineering, because there's a few factors you've got to be really careful of when you're putting these tanks in. Where you're going to hang it and how you're going to hang it, or do you just put it in the bottom of your pond, put it on some blocks? Some people just put it on cinder blocks or on some kind of blocks on the bottom and let the fish just swim up into it. So you need to do somewhere where it's at least an inch underwater to hold its vacuum. So that's one of the things. The other thing is how heavy these things are, because you know the tank itself doesn't weigh a lot at all, but once you get 70 litres of water in it, it becomes really heavy. So you've also got to think about how you're going to fit it into your pond. So if I'm going to go bigger than 70 litres, I've got to be very careful of how I'm going to fit this in. And I'm also still going to hang it off the side of the pond, because I want to be able to. I can't put it on the bottom because the bottom is sloped, and it's very deep. It's like nearly 5 foot deep. So I'd have to have a massive frame and then put some massive legs on it, and it would look just ridiculous in the pond. So I'm trying to minimise what I'm doing to hold it in the pond. So the last frame I had, I sort of moved it. We used to use it here, moved it over a little bit so it was nearer to where my sitting area is. So I'm going to go again with putting it in this corner here now, because it's really, really heavy. I'm going to go for something like a 90 litre tank, which kind of, hopefully for me, will maximise what I'm trying to do, and with the upgrade. So this time I'm looking to do something in the corner that sort of, so when you're actually in the garden itself, you can look over at the pond and you'll have some sort of a viewing window here. Maybe put the frame so it hangs off two sides. I'm going to try to use maybe two sides of the pond, because if I'm hanging a lot of weight on the side of my blocked pond and there's too much weight, it's going to try to pull itself in, and that's never a good thing. So I'm going to try to use both corners if I'm going to go for that kind of shape, and then put like maybe a viewing window on the front. So I'm trawling eBay at the moment, and I've found one that I'm hoping is going to get delivered tomorrow night, which is excellent news. So as soon as I get that delivered, we can start moving forward and start looking at the frame and how else we're going to fit it in. Okay, so the tank's arrived. It's late at night. The young lad's just dropped it off. I can't remember what his name was. I think he said he worked in an aquarium in Stafford, and he buys second-hand tanks in, refurbishes them and sells them on. So if you're thinking about doing something similar to this and you're looking for another tank, but he didn't leave his details, he just dropped it off. I paid him when he left again. So I think he works in the aquarium in Stafford. If I can get hold of his details, I'll stick them in the comments section below. But anyways, so here it is. Different size tank. As I said, we were going to go for a bigger one, and this is it. 90 litre tank this time, 70 litres last time. So filling it and emptying it, I'll show you all that later on. But this at the moment, it's quite heavy. So you've got to be able to lift this off, take it somewhere, give it a clean, rinse off, or maybe on the garden or somewhere, and then put it back on again. So what I've got to do with this one, because at the moment you see these two little like bars, 1 and 2 here. Now I think those were for holding it came with like a top. Again, anybody out there that knows about aquariums, you'll know what I'm talking about. I didn't know about this, but anyway, they have this like top on. It's got a UV light in it, it's got a pump in it, and it's got all the electrics and stuff in it. And I believe that's for holding them, not for holding the rigidity of the glass, because the rigidity is held by this quite a deep frame around the outside. So I've got to do that. Also, I didn't realise this when I bought it until it arrived tonight, is the underneath. Now this is going to be the top. That's going to be the bottom, because it's going to be inverted. So the bottom has got this like, it feels like a cardboard I'm going to have to try to cut out, and again it's got these as well. But I might leave them in because I've got to try to cut them out without touching the glass underneath. Interesting. So I think I'm going to cut these out, cut this cardboard out, and then away we go. And also it's got lots of watermarks on it. It looks like lime scale and stuff on the glass itself. You can see it there on the under the arm thing, under this thing here. It's like shadowed there. I don't think you can see it on the video, but it's like shadowed as well. Let's see if we can get a close up for you. So I think what we're going to do is we've got to get cracked on. I'm going to get these chopped off, get that bottom sorted, and then we can move on from there. Right, so this is making my life a little bit more difficult. It's not a piece of cardboard, it's a piece of plastic with like a piece of paper on top of it, but it's got to come out because I want to light the inside from above. So this has got to come out. But I found it's not just a case of cutting out a bit of cardboard, it's now cutting out a piece of plastic. Then the only thing is the only other way to do it, as far as I can see, is taking this base off. But I don't really want to start unsealing bases, because you've got to get them back on again and you've got to seal them back up again, and this is manufacturer sealed, so I'm trying to keep that as much as possible. So a little bit more thought needs to go into this, I think. Right, so with a bit of faff and a bit of persuasion, first bit's off, and it's not as thick as I thought. It's only it looks like a thin piece of plasticky stuff, and it looks like it's got some sort of foam underneath it as well. So I can just get the rest of this off now. This will be easier. This will just slide out now because it doesn't take a lot to dig through it. Christ, how many were holding your breath like me that I wasn't going to break that glass then? Oh my goodness me. Yeah, it was okay breaking it out, but the amount I had to put a bit of force on behind it, and I thought any minute now I'm going to hit this glass. But okay, so next day we've now given the new tank, we've taken that thing off the bottom. It's looking a bit better. I've still got to get rid of those water lines. I'm told that white vinegar was going to do that, so I'll give that a blast in a minute. So just do a bit of a comparison. This is the old tank, and here's the new one. So there you go, a bit of a comparison of sizes. So this is going to be interesting. Now I've taken the bottom off, which is now the top, because it's going to be inverted. Now I've taken the bottom off. This is now open glass. And I'll now be able to put some lights in here. So I'll sort of do some sort of lighting idea later on when it's all fitted in and it's working. So that at night time, we'll have the lights on, the fish will be up in there, and you'll be able to see them in the night time when the lights are on as well. Interesting. I'll see how that goes as well. So just got to get the frame sorted out. That I believe Tony's going to sort that soon. So I'm going to pop over to see him in the next few days, because we're getting really close to the frame getting finished now as well. And then we've got to give that a good trial in and see how that works. So anyway, so there you go. Here's a new tank. Almost ready to go in. Just got to get the frame sorted. Come on, Tone. Right, so just arrived at my engineering place where Tony tells me that he's virtually finished the first bit of the frame. He said to me, this might be it. He said, but take it home, give it a try, see if it works. If it works, fantastic, then just give me my cash and we'll leave it at that. If it doesn't, then bring it back and we'll make some more adjustments. So like I said, I'm just here now into the workshop. I'm going to wander in and see how Tony's doing with everything, and away we go. So let's get ourselves inside. Right, it's looking really close, so we just got to make some finishing touches to it on the welding. So we're going to make some flashes and noises and bangs and get a bit more welding. So Tony's going to get that done now. Let's go and watch. And there it is. The frame is ready. I have the tank, I have the frame. All we're going to do now is hope it all marries together and hope it all fits and hope it doesn't pull in the wall. Let's not go there at the moment, eh? So yeah, frame's done. It's all in stainless steel. Created obviously the shape of the tank itself. And then these are the hangers. We decided, the last design we decided to do was space these out as much as possible to spread out as much of the weight as possible. So no need to paint it because it's all stainless, which is fantastic news. So it's happier underwater. I know on the channel I discussed this a lot with a lot of you guys out there. And again, thanks ever so much for your comments. You know, do I paint it? Do I plastic coat it? Do I do it stainless? Do I galvanise it? Galvanising was a massive no-no from everybody, which is great, but it has cost a little bit more because of the materials at the moment on, you know, stainless is not cheap. So they're fantastic stuff. So all we've got to do now is just try it in. Tony basically said, take it away with you, try it, bring it back if you need some adjustments making. But I mean, looking at it, I'm really confident that it works because, and I'm dead chuffed with this. So as soon as it does fit, then I've just got to make some adjustments. I'm going to want to make some painting bits of the stuff out of water, just so it blends a little bit better. So anyway, let's get it in and let's make sure it fits. Right, so first fitting of the larger aquarium frame. So let's see how it goes on. Fantastic. Fits like a glove. What I've done with this one is I've lowered it another inch. I think on the previous one I put it in so that there was at least an inch below water of the tank, so it holds its vacuum. But what you find is, or what I found is, that when you're doing water changes and your water level starts dropping, you've got to be careful of what you're doing here. So I've lowered it another inch, so I can take at least 2 inches off this pond, or maybe two and a bit inches off this pond, and not worry about it. Because before I was having to empty the aquarium so it didn't all of a sudden start glugging air into it, because you can break the glass doing that, you see. You've got to be really careful with them. So it frames in, so that I'm pretty happy with that. So now it's time, I think, to get the aquarium on and get some air blown out, taken out of it, and see how it fits. That fits as well. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a bit of air out and see how it handles, and then just do it slowly. Right, let's get some air out of it and let's get some water in it. We're in! Seems pretty solid, this does. I'm quite happy with this. I think because we spread the weight out over 2 corners, done the 2 corner thing and spread the weight out a lot. Yeah, I'm real happy with this. I mean, the frame you can see at the moment, that'll green up anyway with the algae, so that'll disappear. What I'm going to do with these bits though is I'm going to paint these the same colour as the coping. So I'm going to paint these same colour as this, so these will blend a little bit better. Yeah, apart from that, I'm dead chuffed. I think I'm going to give it a clean, give it another clean inside because I've still got those watermarks to get off. Give this a colour over. But yeah, as you saw there, just so simple. If you've not seen me do this before, it's just basically putting a hose pipe up into the tank and sucking the air out. Yeah, I suppose I could have brought my vacs out and done my water vacs with it, but the amount of time it takes me to get that out, get it set up, get it rigged up, suck the air out of here, I could have done it with the pipe, so I just do it with the pipe for the time being. Yeah, 90 litres, dead chuff with that. So if you've not seen this before, dead easy to just basically opposite of what we just did. Because there's water up in there, put your hose pipe up beside. Let the air in. Okay, so there it is, the upgraded upside down aquarium, whatever you want to call it, all done. Here's some pictures actually I took last night. Couldn't get any fish to go in it last night, but I put some of these little light things in it, the ones that will just, you just sort of push the button there and lights up, and just placed them on top there. And this is what this looks like. So at night time, if we're out sitting in the garden, barbecue, a few beers, we can also still watch the fish, like watching telly. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the rest of the fish to get used to going up. But yeah, dead happy with this. It's worked out better than I thought it was going to do. So I think now with the temperatures coming up, it'll be a lot better for the fish to take a bit more time in there. I can put a bit more food. I just put a few bits in just to sort of see if anybody would be encouraged to go up. So there we go, that's all good. And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications and share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Koi Pond Lifestyle.